Broncos country, what's going on? Of course, Bo Nix has been the topic of conversation, not only in local Denver media outlets, but throughout the national media as well. It's been fantastic to see people giving him his credit. And again, guys, there's been a lot of us that have been, that saw what we've been talking about. We've been right on that. And hopefully, Bo Nix can continue to prove himself right, Sean Payton right, myself and others right with his play in the future weeks. But while we did have great performances from our quarterbacks, from Bo Nix, I wanted to talk about Jonah Elliss. I felt like he was one of the best players on the field yesterday. And PFF actually rated him as the best player on the Broncos yesterday. And I'm just going to get into a few reasons why. He was all over the field, and it was great to see a positive performance not only from 12th overall pick, but our third round pick, Jonah Elliss, as well. He's showing the shades of potential that we're hoping to see, that he can develop into a 3-down, all around alpha edge anchor, franchise anchor for this defense. That's what I'm hoping for. So I wanted to point out some things that I thought were really interesting about Jonah Elliss. I'm going to try and get some more film reviews this week of the game. I'm having some issues with my NFL Plus login, but let's go ahead and get started. Y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, subscribe. That helps the channel grow, and would really appreciate that. So let's go ahead and get started here. Jonah Elliss, again, we saw him play 22 snaps, which was great. And overall, if you go to the defense, I guess he wasn't the highest rated guy. Rated 5th overall, Alex Singleton, with the highest overall defensive grade. But let's go ahead and get back here to Jonah Elliss. He had 22 snaps, which is great to see. And I just want to showcase this. Generated 4 pressures leading the team. He had one of our 2 sacks, in addition to Dondre Tillman, our Myles Garrett of the UFL, baby. Okay, I got him making this roster. Had the only quarterback hit. Led our team in hurries. Okay. Yes. One tackle, my bad. One tackle. And then I love to see this. 2 stops. This is a tackle to end a drive on a 3rd or 4th down. Okay. He was tied for second most stops on the team next to Alex Singleton, who I thought played very, very well yesterday. It was wonderful to see. And then I wanted to just showcase this here. Yeah, he had, let's see, 1 reception completed on him for 5 yards, but you remember, I mean, he was able to bring down that defender very quickly, and I thought somebody that showed himself to be adequate, more than adequate in all phases of the position, in run defense, in the pass rush especially. Of course, he had that quarterback hurry and hit that led to that interception after the Lucas Kroll catch and fumble. He was fantastic in the pass rush, and I thought he showed himself to be serviceable in the run game as well. You saw him making plays, and it reflected on the stat sheet. So whenever you're able to have a performance like Jonah Elliss did, where the stats also back up the eye test with what we were talking about yesterday, like, I just felt like he looked very good. That's the best of both worlds. That is also kind of what, or how we evaluated Bo Nix's performance. Was he looked great. The stats backed it up. And same with Zach Wilson. I thought he looked phenomenal. Maybe I'll do a video tomorrow on should we just roll with 2 quarterbacks going into the season, and what might be the cap implications of that. But just wanted to highlight, again, Jonah Elliss. He was fantastic. I'll point out a couple more players before I move on to, I wanted to focus on the offensive line, but coverage. Chris Abrams-Drain had a ton of snaps, 33 snaps. Yeah, that led the team on defense. He provided great coverage. Of course, he had that interception on Is it a 2-point conversion? I'm trying to remember when that was, but yes, I thought he played very well, and it was great to see Riley Moss show up well in the coverage grades as well. Somebody that I thought was a very good tackler yesterday. Yeah, came up with 2 tackles, and I thought he showed himself to be serviceable. One of 2, 1 reception on 2 targets against him, where the long was 11 yards. So NFL passer rating of only 66.7. I'll take that, no doubt. Keidron Smith with the interception, of course, graded out pretty well. You'll see guys like Devon Key, Jaquan McMillan. Overall, I felt like our defense did play pretty well. Again, the game was much closer than how it looked. We limit the turnovers. This is a blowout game, and giving up the 30 points on the results, uh, you know, box score, it is not reflective of the defensive performance throughout the game that we saw. So absolutely love to see Jonah Elliss and some of our other young players doing really well. And again, hats off to Alex Singleton. The dude was all over the place, and I loved it. It was nice to see Andre Smith get in there for a little bit of action as well. He's a guy in the back of the roster that I think would be quality. But let's go ahead and take a look at the offensive line as well. I wanted to point out some of the positives. First off, y'all, huge credit to the entire offensive line and Zach Strief. No sacks given up. No sacks given up. This was such an issue. Our offensive line, they played well. In the pass game. See how many total pressures they gave up, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 pressures, 3 quarterback hits. That's it. Fantastic. Of course, we had a couple penalties on Garrett Bowles and Mike McGlinchey. They always got to get those in. But overall, really pleased with the performance of the offensive line, and credit to the quarterbacks for getting rid of the ball, quickly and on time as well. Now, one of the biggest winners of the grades was actually Matt Pert, somebody that I have said, guys, you need to just cut him right now. He did have a good game playing left tackle. We saw Alex Polcheski play mainly right tackle, and I thought he had a very good game. Again, you saw him get a lot of snaps, 40 total. I graded out really well in the run blocking, okay in the pass, but we saw him take snaps at both right guard and right tackle, but from what I was paying attention to, I really did like his right tackle snaps. Sam Mustipher also had a good game. He was playing almost half the game for us. And I did think that both, and where are they? Might be down here a little bit. I thought both Luke Wattenberg and Alex Forsyth had pretty good games. Did not reflect that way in the grades category for Wattenberg. Of course, Forsyth was somebody that was really popping up. When he was playing, I was definitely paying attention to him. But, overall, I thought this was great to see, not only from our first team offensive line, but from our entire, two deep. I felt really good about. So even Frank Crum got out there, played well. DeMonre Jacobs was somebody that I noticed as well. Him getting upfield, I thought he did great. So I wanted to give credit to the offensive line, regardless of if it's Luke Wattenberg or Alex Forsyth. I didn't really have much concern regarding the center position and filling in for Lloyd Cushenberry this year. And I think the performance yesterday against a quality team in the Colts that had a good defense last year, I'm feeling good about the offensive line, whoever we have in there at center. But I would still not be surprised to see Alex Forsyth working with Bo Nix there and the ones come week 1. So y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. Who are some of your other winners or losers? Maybe I'll do a video on Troy Franklin at some point this week. He was kind of that one rookie that we didn't really see anything from yesterday. Hard coaching. I know D-Mac and a lot of his radio co-hosts were talking about the idea of if he wasn't Bo Nix's teammate, would they be talking about cutting him? Wow, strong words. I sure hope not. We all knew that Troy Franklin would be a little bit more of a developmental prospect. Be patient. Let's be patient, not get too hasty, right? So, y'all let me know your thoughts. What am I missing on? What am I right or wrong on? Let me know. Hit that subscribe and like as well. And I'll be back tomorrow, y'all. Go Broncos.